Let's take a look at it from the front. See, I got the pigeon toe, knock knee, whatever you want to call it, bow leg ties. Oh, this came loose here. I would, it don't even matter. If you're dealing with this problem, this is what you need to do. This just came loose, just fell out, just completely fell out. Now, Draglink repair is what we're doing. Here is where you remove it. Now, I've seen a couple of videos that have told you about a number of ways to get this done. As we all know, there are more than one way to do some things. One person might do it another way. Someone may have a different perspective and notice something uniquely different about it and approach it slightly different. And that's what I have discovered, because the video that I saw, it wanted me to remove this plate right here. Drop that down. Take out the gas tank. Support the steering. And then remove this plate that way. And there was also a big bolt you had to take loose to get to it. But what I discovered, another one told me about, if you get up under here, you want to try and slip a wrench in here, but you could just go in from here and slip a wrench in now and get it done. That seemed to be pretty convenient. Now what I've done is something slightly different. I noticed that in the frame there's a slot right here, and in that slot I can get my 9/16 socket down and up with a couple of extensions and put a ratchet on it, take it loose. And as you can see, I just about have gotten it out. Now, before you get to this point, you have to get this off. It's just a little rubber slide guide that fits in between this slot. Now, it's rubber, so it's flexible, and you can pop it out. But that's one of the things that I was thinking of. Like, wait a minute, how would I get that off to get to the nut to remove it? I was able to just kind of get in there, pry it up, and slide it out. Now, getting it on, I'm just going to use the same method in reverse. But I should be able to go in to the top here, at least slide one side in. And since this moves with the steering, I should be able to get some wiggle room to insert it. I'm going to come over here to this side. Now, down in here, if my camera will focus, I'm wiggling the other drag link. Since I have my wheel turned to the left, which is the position of that wheel, that's why that drag link bolt is aligned with that slot. Since this one is in that same position, you don't see it. But once I turn the wheel the opposite direction, after I replace the other one, I can go down in here and remove it. But remember, you got to take this out. Pry it up, pry it out, slide it out. But that's just something that I noticed about getting that drag link on. I finished the task because I really just need to replace one side. But I think I'm going to go ahead and do both sides, because the one on that side has been, kind of rigged together, because it doesn't necessarily It's not supposed to be stacked like that. So they just kind of making do. So since I got two, I got the pair, I got the combo, I'm gonna make it done. I already did the front ones, and I thought that was all I need to do to go from the wheel to that. So now I'm doing the one that goes from the wheel to the steering. Alright, we're back again, and I had to slide over to the other side. But I'm gonna go back to the first side. And as you can see, Draglink is in place. I just have to put it in here. But before I do that, I want to do the other side and connect it. But I'm gonna show you if I can get my camera to focus. Way down in the jungle deep. We're right down there. Come on, focus, camera. Right there. I was able to get that rubber piece on over the top. And all I did was I worked my way from this side over. And it got a little beat up, but I mean, it's rubber. It's gonna be all right. It's just supposed to slide in place. But it's on top of that. So you need that in between this, and it'll fit in that slot. Now I could have used the old one. The old one was a little more malleable because, of course, it's old. You might want to use a heat gun to kind of soften it up, but you just have to work your way over it from the bottom. Now I'm gonna reiterate. I'm gonna repeat. It's the third way that I discovered how to do it, just through my perspective and my take on it. One way, the gentleman took this off and that, and then removed this brake, and then took out the gas tank and supported the steering down in there with a bungee cord. That's a repair clinic video. Then they had to go in, and it's a bolt. Yeah, that right there. Had to take that loose to remove this steering that's connected to it. So that's a couple of steps. Now another guy, he just left the plate intact and just reached up over here and like that with a socket and loosened it. And you're gonna need a pair of pliers or a wrench to hold it at the bottom to break it free. But the way I'm doing it, I'm just using this hole right here, turning the wheel so that what I need to work on is accessible. If I can find it. Yeah, it's down there, y'all. It's right here. It's right there. All right, so I think it's a 9/16 socket that I put on the extension. I just read it to you. Yeah, it's 9/16. But I slip it right down in here and get busy. All right. So good luck to you and what you do. Third way. One way to remove the plate, remove, you know, steering attachment, all that brake. Another way, reach over with a ratchet. My way, detach the front, turn the wheel, sock it down in there, take it loose. After you remove that, you just have to kind of pry it out. It's rubber, it's malleable, flexible. You can get it done. All right, so this is my technique right here. See, you just may have one extension. And get right down in there, feet on it. I got my crow neck, crow grip, crow bite, whatever you call it, pliers, holding, so that I can loosen. And I pretty much got it loose. I also told you, you gotta get these guys off. So what I did, you can't use a what you call it that's too long. Can't use a screwdriver that's too long. Use one that's just to get in and just push up and over, because the way this fits in, that give you an idea. You want to slip it in between right here, and then no, well, it's a plate that's gonna be up under this, right? So it's kind of like it's sandwiched in place. So this plate right here, you kind of want to slip it in, because you can kind of look at the way, that ain't the one, you can look at the way it came out. I slipped it in right here, then I pushed forward and I was able to get right in here like where the screwdriver is, and just pop it right out, and it popped right out of the top. But if you doing this, you handy enough to kind of figure it out. That's just the best thing I could explain it. So there you go. And once again, I'm gonna reiterate for the third time. This is the third way I've seen how to do this. One person removed this plate, dropped that down, took apart the steering, held it up, took the gas tank out, all that, and did it. Another person reached in. They didn't say anything about these little rubber guides or whatever. I mean, and it might be your choice not to put them back in. So I'm just choosing to put them back in since it came with the part. My one side was broken completely, and I didn't want to just rig it back up because this part was not really that expensive. I'll share a link on the video, I guess, to I either got it off Amazon or eBay, one or the other. But I looked at my other side, and this is what they had on my other side, and that ain't what it's supposed to be. So I want mine to kind of match up, since I already did the front, and this was rusting, so I had to, you know, break that loose. And it was 11 meter on the 10 millimeter on the bottom, well, 10 millimeter on the nut, 11 millimeter bolt. But you see, it's all stacked up, so I just wanted to work right for as long as possible, because I mean, I've done a few things on this mower. Put new tires on it. See my grays on my back, my whites on my front. Did the back first. I rebuilt the transmission because I chose to do it, because one of the wheels was seized and I couldn't get it off of the transaxle or whatever. Put that in there. Put a new line in. Get fuel filter. You know, filter here. Starter solenoid. Put that in. And I put a new starter in. I got a new ignition switch, but when I was troubleshooting, if it was a switch, and it wasn't the switch, so I just put the old one back in. But I got another one on deck just for when that time comes. Hopefully it won't come no time soon. I think I'll put a new spark plug in it. But if you handle this mower, it's not very hard to work on. Knock on wood, because I ain't had to do anything with the spindles and stuff like that, because I've seen people talk about that. But and I put another seat on it, because the old seat over there and it was coming apart, so I just put another seat on it. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish. I'm gonna reconnect my mower deck down there and put everything back together. Mission accomplished, mission complete, task completed, task accomplished. Once again, I'm gonna splice everything together and give you the whole rundown. It's the new one in place. The new one in place. Turn our wheels without them going all over the place, so we good. Some people just reaching out with a ratchet. Some people take that plate off. I just went right down through this hole right here. Push the little rubber cap off. Got it done. I'm gonna give myself a little FaceTime. But dang. Anyway, we got it done. Back in the shop, you can see what it is. It will work happen. But I'm just gonna sign off from what's your name, WYN, because in life you're given 3 names. All right, the name you're given, the name you're called, and the name that you make for yourself. So, what's your name? Today my name was Mr. Fix It, because I'm always fixing on something. That's one of many names that I'm called. But salute to you. Happy fixing, findings, whatever you want to do, man. But just be great. Make a name for yourself.